Hi, my name's John. Welcome to another Sunday night nightcap. Tonight's nightcap is nearly all lathe work. It's the first of the month, so it's time for the monthly draw. They're the names that have come in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Everybody that sends their name in does get a reply. My friend Mick comes down with his friend and 2 dogs, 2 Labradors, and they have a bit right about and they pick a name out of there for this week's winner. I'll show that now.
Get him.
So what's the dog's called, Mick?
This is Lucas.
Lucas.
This is Alfie.
Alfie.
Yeah. Alfie.
And they're Labradors, yeah?
I both like working Labradors.
Here, pitch it. Go on, here, pitch it. Is it? Good boy.
2.
Good lad. 2.
2. Just 1.
So I one back in.
I go back in now.
I don't know what it says, John. Do you know? Down, Lucas. Get out.
Right out.
Right lads, that was great. That's certainly a couple of really splendid dogs we've got there. That's the one that was picked out. Deirdre O'Connell. That's the name there. So all you need to do is send me an email with an address and I'll get them prizes posted off to you as soon as possible. I'm going to do another draw. It'll be the first Sunday of next month. If you want to enter the draw, all you need to do is send us an email. That's my email address up there. All I need is your name, your full name, like John Mills, not just John. Your name goes into the bucket. If it's drawn out, you win the prize. Your name stays in the bucket, so you only need to answer once. There's actually 1,500 names in here. It's quite a few names. These are the prizes for next month's draw. Doubleboost Twisted Engineering mug. That's a magnetic handle for lifting plate. I use them for lifting plate off my plasma table. My friend Rob at Extreme Plasma kindly donated that. Set of Cleveland drills. Good, decent quality budget drills. I use them all the time. 2 bits of real high speed steel. Proper stuff. So you can grind your own tools. And a selection of Doubleboost stickers. Certainly well worth winning. Well worth entering. This is part of a vacuum operated faceplate for a woodworking lathe. Basically this part here screws onto the end of the lathe mandrel, like the outer end, opposite end of the chuck. As a vacuum line goes on there, that spins around, the vacuum line stops still, and as a vacuum comes all the way up through the lathe headstock spindle onto a faceplate, and it holds the piece flat onto the faceplate so you can machine it. I was going to say it sucks it on, but it doesn't suck it on. Like a teacher at college always told us, sucking's for sex. He says in the motor trade we have depressions, and believe me son, I'm depressed. So it causes a vacuum, and atmospheric pressure forces the piece onto the faceplate so you can machine it. Now what I've been roped into doing, I've been asked to do, is to adapt it to fit a different lathe. I've got this part here, that is the outer end of the lathe spindle it's got to go onto. There's a left hand thread in there and a register. So basically this part here is held on with 2 screws. It doesn't actually drive anything, all it does is spin around. So there's no real load on it. But it has got to run nice and true and obviously concentric so it doesn't cause any vibrations. I'm not sure how that's held in, possibly on a taper. Yeah, there's a very slight taper on there, so that's lined up on a tape. In fact, the tape I'll do the drive and the screws just located. So I've got to make that go into there. Like I say, it is a left-hand thread. I've measured the OD of the thread. It's a Chinese lathe, so I've been told it's going to be metric. So it's 20mm OD, and the actual root of the thread is 17.5. Now I've had a thread gauge in there as best I can, and it looks like 1.5 pitch. It certainly is left-hand thread. So what I'm going to do is machine this little bit of bar down, plastic bar, and so I can screw that on just to leave an impression on here, so basically I can measure the thread a lot more accurately. So that's screwing on, so it should leave an impression on the plastic of the actual thread. It's always easier to measure an external thread than an internal thread. It has left an impression. Well, that certainly appears to be 1.5. I'll try turning that thread on a piece of bar, then at least we have got it for a template, but it looks pretty good. Of course it is left hand. Right, I found a piece of scrap that we can make a plug gauge out of. It's nice when you put something in this chuck that's running relatively true every time. We want 20mm, I think this is 24mm bar. Bar, so we want 2mm side of it. There's one. Just gonna have a little bit more protruding. More length to play with. So that should be 22. Today is 21.86. on his hair off that. You only lost the surface finish when you take a very light cut with the carbide. Right, 20 mil. I'm going to put a recess in here to start the thread, and I'm going to start screw cutting from the inside and work out. Right, it's basically all set up to cut the 1.5 mil thread. I'm going to have the tool going away from the headstock, that will give us left hand. There'll be a 1.5 mil pitch, I can engage the lead screw anywhere I want. We'll start it up. Run quite quickly because it's going away from the chuck, so the fear factor is not quite as bad. So it's a little scratch cut at the beginning. Yeah, 1.5. Shoot the left hand. There it is in here. The pitch is not quite right, it's not, it's piss wobbly slack there. We'll have to do a bit of a rethink. That's not That's real good. This will be slack and eventually bangs up on the thread. It's not good tight on the... Right.